So today I'm doing a mukbang. We're still going to be talking about 90s anime. I stopped at Wendy's. So I've done 3 previous lives on here about 90s anime. So the first one was about Ghost in the Shell. The second one was about Perfect Blue. The third one was about Akira. Those were really like deep dives. Obviously, those are really deep, psychological, anime, dystopian, futuristic, all of the things, right? Okay, so I have a bunch of lives that I'm gonna do that are going to be similar. I have about 30 more anime, like more than that, right? Where it's gonna be like an hour-long discussion where I'm really just breaking down like the psychological, philosophical themes, the futurism, dystopian, how a lot of the 90s anime were very dark and they were very prescient and predicted a lot of things about today's society. The mukbangs are not going to be that. They are going to be me eating and then me just talking about random stuff about 90s anime. They're going to be more like rambles. So I'm going to talk about Ninja Scroll today while I eat Wendy's. But it's going to be about how I had to sneak watch it. So what I'm eating right now is a spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's. I got it with no lettuce, no tomato, extra mayonnaise, and then I didn't even know this exists. I got an Oreo brownie frosty fusion. So like that's news to me. I didn't know they have Cinnabon bites. That's what these are at Wendy's, so I got that. And of course I got fries, right? So we are gonna get into this. Why did I have to sneak watch it? So I'm 43. So Ninja Scroll came out in 1995 when I was in 8th grade. I was 13 years old. If you've never seen Ninja Scroll, it is directed by Yoshiaki Kawajiri. He also did Demon City Shinjuku, which is one of my favorite anime of all time. I've seen it dozens and dozens of times. I'm going to be discussing that on a later live. He also directed Wicked City, which is, I haven't seen it. I want to. It's on a list of anime from the 90s that I want to see. Brilliant anime. But this is gonna be more of a mukbang where I ramble to you guys while I stuff my face. I love the spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's. Before we get to Ninja Scroll, okay? The breading is so seasoned and spicy. It's both. Then it's really crunchy. And it's not overly breaded. And it's like, damn, it's hard to get all that right. And then the fact that I can just say like extra mayonnaise, and it's not to cool it off. Because extra mayonnaise doesn't cool it off. Look at how big the Oreo pieces are. Okay. So, back in 1995, when I was 13, in 8th grade, anime were on VHSs back then, okay? Why did I have to sneak watch it? Because Ninja Scroll is not only violent as hell, and I grew up in a very, very, very strict religious environment. I wasn't allowed to even watch R-rated movies. I wasn't allowed to watch House Party with Kid and Play. Ninja Scroll wasn't happening. There is also very, very not safe for work content in Ninja Scroll. So, I didn't know any of that, and my friend at the time was like, my brother got Ninja Scroll from, like, wherever he got it. And she was like, I know Wendy's fries. Wait, let me just say this. And they're not that good. I like sea salt, and they have sea salt, so, like, makes them better. Okay. Went over. It was violent. Not the most violent, nothing like that, but I was 13. So it was more violent than anything I had seen up to that point, because I had only watched anime up to that point on Sci-Fi Channel. Sci-Fi Channel used to actually show anime back in the mid to late 90s on Saturdays. It was called Saturday Morning Sci-Fi Anime. I'm going to do a mukbang about that. Every Saturday I was parked at 8:58 a.m. waiting for it to come on. They did not show TV series. At that time, they showed movies. So I'm going to do a lot of lives about the anime they showed. Everything from Venus Wars to Kashan Robot Hunter to I Already Did It to Akira to New Dominion Tank Police to Project A-Cope. It started off as a hentai, actually, so I'm gonna do lives on all of that. But it was on TV, so everything was like edited. Like the version of Akira that Sci-Fi Channel showed back in, 1995, obviously was heavily edited. So my friend shows me Ninja Scroll, and I was gagged. Okay, I need more of this. It's a mukbang. Oh, they put the tomato on. I'm really mad. Wait. I said no tomato, no lettuce. You see that shit? It's fraudulent as fuck. They listened to me for everything else. I said extra pickles. They listened. Extra bad, they listened. I said no tomato, no lettuce. They didn't listen. Okay. So, it was so violent. And then there's a scene. Not safe for work. I want to be careful I don't get flagged on here. Let's just say it was not safe for work where the sun don't shine. I did not know at 13 that was even a possibility. Forget about something that people do. I was so sheltered, very strict, extremely, sorry, I didn't mean to fucking do that, traditionalist background, and I didn't even know that was a thing. So my friend knew that, like, I was, like, upset, and I was about to, like, leave. I was literally about to call my parents. That's how upset I was at what I saw. And then she was like, no. She was like, I'll fast forward it. She was like, don't leave. It's such an awesome. So it's about a ninja called Jubei and a woman called Kikaru. I haven't seen it since I was 13. So that's really not what this is about. This is about just, like, what it was like. I hate tomatoes. I hate tomatoes. Why don't I take it out? Look, it's coming apart. Why didn't they listen to me? Why don't I take it out? I said no tomato. And I said no lettuce. Extra tomato, extra pickles. Why do you listen to some of what I say, not all of what I say? I don't understand that, but it's about nowadays, you kids, right? You kids listening to this. Like, you don't have to sneak watch like I did, right? How are you commandeering the family VCR? That's what VHSs were played in, right? How are you, oh my god, spicy. How are you buying a tape that your parents will never let you fucking watch, right? Anime VHSs in 1995 when I was 13. $30 a pop. I'm 13. Who is driving me to buy this? So, the internet existed in 95. Dial-up internet. Very rudimentary. AOL. Literally like version 2.0, right? It's not like I have a credit card. How would I buy it? Today, you can just, like, go on Crunchyroll, go on Netflix, right? Go on an app. Do whatever the fuck you want. Go on YouTube. Babe, in 1995, yeah, your parents, mercy. My older sister, when I say hi to you guys, it's like covering my phone in mayonnaise. Holy fuck. Okay. My older sister didn't like anime, didn't give a fuck. 3 years older, but, like, it's not like I had an older sibling that could, like, help me, right? So, sneak watch is kind of not accurate. Erin, that was my friend's name. Erin told me her brother had it. And, like, she knew that, like, I was just, like, so sensitive. I still am. I'm sensitive. I have been traumatized by certain anime. I'm a highly sensitive person, HSP. Okay, but, yeah, right? There's, like, this great anime, Ninja Scroll. I was like, oh, it's fucking great. Oh my god. Same with Battle Angel. I shouldn't do this and, like, fuck up my manga. god. The spices are hitting in a great way. The crunch, the crispiness, bitch, everything. I think that's the cover of Angel of Victory. We're killing Angel with the wedding dress, right? Whatever, right? But I saw Battle Angel Galley, right? Also at their team, right? Also through my friend Aaron. Also because her brother bought the anime. It's violent. It was a great anime. I ended up getting a lot of the manga. Like the volumes, graphic novels, and like the single issues and all that when I was in high school. Again, 1995, right? But I was 13. Same thing, that like I hadn't seen anything violent. I had only seen anime on Sci-Fi Channel up to that point. And there's scenes where like people's spines are being ripped out. And I was like not prepared. But there was no not safe for work content in Battle Angel. There was in Ninja Scroll. So just interesting because you can just like sneak watch that on your phone today. You don't have to like go hunting down a friend who has a VHS and like lie to your parents. It's like, oh, I'm just going over Erin's house to like watch TV. And I got there and we like ran to her basement, closed the door so like her parents didn't see what we were actually watching. So easy nowadays. Y'all have it so easy. It's like, I'm just going on my phone. You know, I'm just going on YouTube. I'm just going to go on Crunchyroll app. Crunchyroll, that's like a separate live I'm going to do. It wasn't an app. It was like, if you guys know what like LimeWire was, or Kazaa was, or Napster. Napster probably you guys know of if you're younger than me. I'm 43 again. It was exactly like that for anime. It was an illegal BitTorrent to download anime for free illegally. Okay. Babes, this is like the year 2000 though, okay? So, one fucking anime, honey, would take hours. It's not like today. There was no 5G, there was no 4G, there was no 3G back, okay? None of that shit. There was no Wi-Fi. And I'm taking you back 25 years, right? So I was in college by then in 2000. And I just remember like downloading for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And then a lot of the times like I didn't even like the anime. Today you guys just go on Netflix, Crunchyroll app and think, oh, okay, the algorithm says I should watch this, you know? Oh, I didn't like it. And you just remove it from your list. There wasn't a list. You sat for hours waiting. I don't care if you went away. I don't care if you went to the fucking mall. I don't care if you went to Wendy's. It took hours. And then you press play and it's like, oh, I don't like those. Or it's like, what the fuck did I download this for? Then you have to delete it because it's just taking up so much space on your computer, right? The dark ages, the year 2000, right? So, it's a different live I'm going to do. Let's get across the same point that DVD. My VHSs are on my desk. I'm not getting up. I already started the live. You know what I don't like? I said one thing already. I don't like that when I asked for no lettuce and no tomato, they gave me lettuce, tomato. I get that this is more like it's a fusion. It's not just a Frosty. Like I said, it's an Oreo brownie fusion. I get it. I swear to God, I get it. Where the fuck is my straw, though? Like, it's thick. Like, the Oreo pieces are fucking humongo. But it's like, I'd like to have both, bitch. As it starts melting, I'd like to just have a straw. They wouldn't give me one. Wendy's wouldn't give me one. Then I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll do it myself. So like, I went over to where the Coke machine was. There was no straws there. So, okay. This part is so interesting. How much things have changed. There is no involvement now. It's like, oh, okay, I just want to sit down and watch Attack on Titan. Oh, okay, I just want to watch Demon Slayer. Oh, okay, I just want to watch Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, whatever, right? Not like, damn. How do I get $30 to watch this VHS? By the way, yes, I know that you could rent anime back then. I rented anime all the time back then. My dad did for me. From Blockbuster, right? Blockbuster was, if you guys don't know, a place where you could rent movies, but also anime. And this was so long ago, so I'm talking about 1995. So, God, is it 30 years? That's crazy, isn't it? That it was 30 years ago? Maybe it's just me. 30 years ago. Who's driving me to Blockbuster? You had to be driven. So I could rent anime from Blockbuster. It was cheap, but I didn't have my own money because I was 13. So I had to convince one of my parents to actually pay for me to rent an anime. Good luck with that, actually. There was a flea market that used to be by my parents' house. I had to convince one of them to drive me to the flea market to buy me anime. So DVDs were $30. So like a movie's 2 hours, right? DVDs differed, right? So like you could fit more on a DVD, but generally speaking, they would be like 4 episodes. So like 120 minutes, right? Episodes like 30 minutes. VHSs, it was like 120 minutes. That was the limit, right? It was physical tape, if you guys aren't familiar, right? So if you pull out a VHS or just Google it or something, you'll see physical actual tape inside of the VHS. So it was physical where it could only hold so much. Now, I know that's the same with the DVD. DVD is like a CD, right? So it's laser etched on, right? But there's still that information. There's a limit to it, right? Obviously, that's different nowadays for streaming. What's the limit to the streaming library, right? But it's like you had to put so much effort. There was such a barrier to just even getting one anime. How do I convince my parents to take me to Suncoast? So Suncoast was a store. Hold on. Never got sold. Spicy chicken sandwich. Listen to that crunch. I don't have a mic. That's okay. If you can't hear it, I'm describing it to you guys. So, it's still coming across through my phone, right? Okay, but let me get back. The barrier to entry was so high. Nowadays, it's like, oh my God, just check it out. Check out this cool anime. Just go on Netflix. Okay. Netflix, $10 a month. Cool, right? Oh my God, this cool anime. Just go on the Crunchyroll app. Okay, Crunchyroll app can't be that much more. There's no way it can be that much more, right? You get where I'm coming from. Back then, oh my God, this anime is so cool. Like, I was trying to get people, like, people only wanted to watch Sailor Moon. So this is back in, like, 96, like, my freshman year in high school. And I was trying to get people to, like, watch Fushigi Yugi. I was trying to get people to watch Bubblegum Crisis, which is on my desk. I'm not going to get up because I started the lab already. I was trying to get people to, like, watch other things like Magic Knight Rayearth and, like, Slayers and, like, give other things a chance. And, like, Sailor Moon's not the only anime out there. Okay. And they all just basically told me to shut the fuck up. Because if it's not on TV and it's not free. So I knew that, like, the people, like, I went to a very small Catholic high school. So I knew they were not going to really give a chance to, like, the stuff I was watching on Sci-Fi Channel. Like, they had an anime, like, lineup on Saturday where they would show, like, streamlined pictures. So, like, lots of it. Like I said, Akira, Venus Wars, Lensman, 8 Men After, Demon City Shinjuku, New Dominion Tank Police, Project Echo. The list goes on and on. Armitage the Third, Vampire Hunter D. Guys, it's long. Record of Lotus War, right? I can't be here all day. But I just knew. I'm like, they're not gonna give a fuck. Like, they are just stuck on, like, Sailor Moon. They don't want to hear shit about shit. And then the guys just wanted to watch Dragon Ball Z, right? And then that was it. But my point is, it was a high-ass barrier to entry because you had to spend money back then, $30 for one VHS. And then if you don't like it, that's your ass, right? Or even if you, like, get your, you know, parents or whatever to, like, let's say take you to Blockbuster to rent an anime. I get it. You could rent a video for a couple of dollars, right? I like being a messy eater, by the way. I like being a messy eater, and I won't change that. I think mukbangs should be messy. Are they? I don't even, like, watch them. It's so weird. It's like, I don't like to, like, watch people eat, but then I love to eat. You know? It's like this weird thing, right? So, yeah. I think it's interesting. because you had to beg your parents if you weren't old enough, like I wasn't, to have a job. 13, right? 13 years old. When I got into anime. Not working. I can't drive. So even like, you know, when I was old enough, like, have some money of my own, it's like, I'm being so messy. I'm a messy person. The spicy chicken sandwich is to be eaten messily, but even then, it's like, who the fuck's gonna drive me? In the state I live in, you have to be 17 to have your driver's license. 16 with the permit, I still need somebody in the car with my license. So, it was a hard sell. Can you take me to Suncoast to buy an anime? Blockbuster was easier, but sometimes it's like, no, we're gonna get a movie as a family. Whatever the fuck, right? Damn, this is good. The brownie fusion. Let me pause to give them their props. It's really good. They had so many. I am fucking old. Like, just even talking to you guys about how all this shit has changed, but it's like even at Wendy's. Like, I was getting ready to do this live with you guys. I'm like, oh, let me go to Wendy's. Let me get food. But it's like, I didn't know there was anything other than a chocolate and a vanilla frosty. I didn't fucking know. So, like, when I got there, and there was all these choices, like, I'm at the kiosk, so there's all these choices. It's like a caramel fusion, an Oreo brownie fusion, a brownie batter vanilla frosty. But, right? That's vanilla. But it was all the same stuff as chocolate. I was almost, like, overwhelmed by the choices in front of me. Because it's like, when was this? So, I'm going to try to, like, oh, I didn't say hi. Sorry. Oh, my God. It's a good thing, right? I guess you guys want to see me stuff my fucking face. There's such a character limit for TikTok lives when you title them. All I could fit in was Ninja Scroll. But we're going to try this thing in the commercials. You know where the girl, like, dips the fry in the frosting? Let's see. Is it life-changing? It's not bad. I don't know if I feel like it would taste better with vanilla ice cream, like a vanilla frosting. But this is like brownie and Oreo, so you gotta do chocolate frosting. Like, no, bitch. You gotta just have all the chocolate. So, yeah. I just thought it was funny that, like, I had to sneak watch Ninja Scroll in my friend's basement. Pretend I was going over there. Choking. Sorry, guys. To hang out and watch TV. You know, I wasn't. And I think two things, as I said. Wendy's fries are really bad. Like, they're fucking bad. Like, sorry, I didn't mean to stop the live over that shit. They're fucking bad. Like, I know that. Like, Burger King and Wendy's fries are ass compared to McDonald's. We're gonna just go right into the Cinnabon thing. Fuck that shit. I was, like, sitting there trying to, like, choke them down. You ever do that? Where it's like, oh, I bought them. I'm gonna try to, like, choke them down. It's like, oh, fuck that shit. Here we go. I love Cinnabons. You probably tell I'm a foodie, right? I love Cinnabons. I remember when Cinnabon opened. That's how old I am. I remember when they opened at the mall by me for, like, the first time ever. Let's have a Cinnabon, babe. Are they stuck together? Don't do me like that. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? There's no knife, so right? It's like... Okay. So... I was thinking it's interesting. I think... These are like two desserts. Wait, no. Let's talk about it. The Cinnabon, the Oreo brownie fusion chocolate frosty. I'm fucking living my best life right now. I don't know about anyone else. Like, I don't know what you guys are eating, watching me talk, and watching me devour this fucking shit, babe. But, yeah. It is interesting. You know, You had to go out of your way in the 90s. Everything was physical. You had to go out of your way. 2000s, I get it. So debate, right? I got it. That's another live I'm gonna do. I get it. These are like 25 years old. You had to go out of your way though, right? It was a physical product that was your only choice. So you had to like work to get anything. Anime, you know, manga, obviously. My manga on my bookshelf, I ain't getting up right now. Just started live already. But whether it's anime, manga, you know, a magazine anthology like Shoujo Beat, obviously Shonen Jump is a counterpart. But, you know, you had to go in person for everything. You had to have money. If you were too young to have money, you had to convince your parents or an older sibling. If, like I said, if you had money, you weren't old enough to drive, you had to convince somebody to drive you. Let's say you're old enough to drive, you have your license, but you don't have a car. So now you're trying to borrow someone's car. So I almost think it's like too easy now. I'm not saying like don't misunderstand. Like, oh, am I saying that's a bad thing? That anime fans could just go on Netflix and scroll and they could just watch things and they could just do it like they could stream it online from the comfort of their home and they don't have to go out. Oh my God. I'm not saying that. I am saying that I think something is lost when things become so easy. I think that I'm not going to finish those fries because they're ass. I'm looking at them and it's like they're making me ill. It's fucking bullshit. You know? It's both this 90s anime and mukbang. So I'm not off topic. Don't worry. Don't worry, my kittens. Okay. I think there's something lost. You know? It's like America. That's another live I'm gonna do. So like it sounds like that was an anime magazine that I think Viz produced. Yeah, Viz in this country. And I would run out to the mailbox and I'd grab it. Just like I would with Shoujo Beat. Just like I would with Wizard. I used to get Wizard too. So obviously it's American comics. But, you know, I just think anytime anything is so easy, it's so simple, it's just right. Okay, did I need a knife for this? The Cinnabon things? They're supposed to be bites. Why are they stuck? They're not supposed to be stuck together. You ever get them at the mall? A Cinnabon? So, it's really good. I haven't had a Cinnabon in a very long time. But yeah, I think it's interesting just looking at the difference from like 30 years ago when I was in high school. Basically. Well, no, 30 years. Fall 95 is my freshman year of high school to now. And, you know, pluses and minuses, right? I'd have to, like, wait for things to get translated and to be brought over here versus, like, obviously if everything's online, that process is a lot more, you know, instantaneous, right? Than it is when you're talking about physical product that has to be shipped, like VHSs, like DVDs. But there was something to going to local comic book shop to get my manga, right? Suncoast to get my anime, right? Sorry, oh my God. The mailbox to get Animerica and to get Shoujo Beat, Blockbuster to rent anime. That was a long time ago. They actually used to put anime at Blockbuster. It's a separate live, but that's okay. We don't have to be so like whatever with things. Some of these topics are gonna intertwine. It's just me rambling about 90s anime. It's my nostalgia, you know what I mean? But well, I got into it when I was in high school, but they actually put anime in the foreign film section back in 1995. And I remember when I went in, I couldn't find the anime because it's like, I thought it would have its own section. And it's like, oh, it's in the foreign film section. You know, they didn't even have a separate section for it. Tells you how long ago that was. But there was something to go to the flea market, even. You know, all the places back then, like mid-90s to, I would say, early zeros. Got my anime, got my manga. You know, how to spend money, right? How to take a chance, right? Like, I had to actually explain, like, why do I think I'm going to be into Saber Marionette J? You can look some of these up. Some of these I'm going to be doing, like, little lives about where I'm just discussing them, and I'm not stuffing my fucking face like I have been since the literal moment that I hit the plus sign and I said live on TikTok. But, yeah, why do I think I'm going to like Saber Marionette J, right? I'm trying to think about Vision of Escaflowne, which is like one of the best mecha anime. It's got a female lead character. It's so great. Got a guy and a girl, but it's focused on the girl, which was really different back then because that came out in the mid-90s. Like, I had to explain why I thought I'd like Fushigi Yuki, Ayashi no Sara's, right? Et cetera, et cetera. It wasn't just, oh, here you go, here's $30, you know? And then sometimes you would just be like, wrong, you know? A lot of times I was right. I loved anime. But it's like, the internet was nothing like it is now. In the mid-90s, you know? So it's like, there was like AOL message boards you could go to and stuff like that. But it was in its infancy. There was absolutely no social media. There was no Wi-Fi. There was dial-up internet. What does dial-up mean? It means that everybody back then had a house phone because there were no cell phones back in 1995. So you were connecting to the internet through the same line that the phone line was connected through. So you could not be on both at the same time. That's how far back this is, right? So obviously today it's much easier to kind of try to get a feel for something. You could look at a YouTube review. You could go on TikTok, right? You could go on Reddit, right? You could look at so many different things, right? You could just go into Google and say reviews for and like put in the anime. Back then, it really wasn't like that. There was no social media whatsoever. No videos, of course, whatsoever. How are you gonna have a video if you're on fucking dial-up internet? So you were really just like reading the back of the DVD. Well, 95, the back of the VHS box, and you were just like, okay, I liked X, hopefully I like Y, you know? And going off of that. So, even that, it's like, it was interesting. So, obviously today, you can see clips of anime online. Like I said, look at reviews on YouTube, reviews on Twitch, reviews on TikTok, reviews on Reddit. Like, it's so big and mainstream now versus back then, it's like, oh my God. People didn't even know what the hell I was talking about. Anytime I tried to talk to the girls at the really small Catholic high school I went to, anything that wasn't Sailor Moon. The Sailor Moon came out 96 on WB back then, on TV. They were like, what's that? I don't want to hear about it if it's not Sailor Moon. It's like, oh God. Sailor Moon, I don't know. I didn't like Serena Sashu. That's a problem, right? I didn't like the main character. I just didn't like her. I thought she was annoying. I liked Ray a lot, so I liked Sailor Mars a lot. I wanted Ray with Mamoru, so Mamoru, Darien, right? A tuxedo mask. That's not really going to work because it's like the entire show focuses though on Usagi and Mamoru, and I know the friendships and this, that. I don't want to talk about the Sailor Senshi in the later seasons. I know about all that stuff, but it's like I found Usagi annoying as fucking hell, and then I didn't like her with Mamoru. So I didn't like Serena. I didn't like her with Darien. I wanted Ray to be the main character, and I wanted Ray with Mamoru and Darien. So I was like, I'm just not gonna watch this shit. So yeah, I just find it kind of interesting that like you had to take a chance back then, right? You did. You had to take a chance and say, okay, if I liked Bubblegum Crisis, does that mean that maybe I'd like, I'm making this up, Magic Knight Ray Earth, right? whatever the fuck, right? If I liked Vision of Escaflowne, right? I mean, there's just, I don't want to keep going to these examples, right? But it's like, you're always trying to find something like analogous, right? But then at the same time, for me, that probably would have made more sense. But it's like, I want to try different anime, actually. So I don't want to do a thing where I say, oh, okay, because Vision of Escaflowne is so fantastic, I'm just going to ask my parents to get me more mecha anime. Or because, you know, I'm trying to think of another example. How we are going, because I love Bubblegum Crisis so much, I'm going to just ask my parents to get me anime that's focused on a group of women and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I always wanted different genres. So I have Guyver over there. I don't know why it's not here. Okay, I haven't gotten to it yet. Guyver, I'm going to do a full hour-long thing. It's not going to be a mukbang where I'm just rambling and stuffing my face. But Guyver was like really violent and all that stuff. Obviously, it's a mecha, but extremely violent. So it was very different from anything I had asked for at the time. That was probably like 2000 though, by the time, because I was in college at that point. Why did I ask them? Because I didn't work during the year. I took like full credits. I only worked on breaks. So like during the year, really, I got money from my parents. During the semester, sorry. So yeah, I find that part of it interesting. I just feel like today, everything is just like done for everybody. It's like, Siri, tell me what anime I should watch next, you know? Or it's like Google AI. Is that what it's called? The Google version? This is so much food. It just like hit me. It's like, it's a lot. It's a lot. That's okay. Siri, AI, or Netflix algorithm, or Crunchyroll algorithm. And I like that back in the mid to late 90s and early zeros, like you were your own algorithm. Like you were. You decided what you would watch next. I didn't know anyone in real life other than one fucking person that was into anime. And yes, I do mean it. No, it was not like it is today. Today is like, it's almost like the inverse. It's like, what do you mean you don't watch anime? It like came all the way around where it's like, I feel like people are surprised, right? Like Megan Thee Stallion is like a huge anime fan. In 1995, okay, 30 years ago, in 1995, nobody knew what the fucking hell you were talking about. They didn't. So like the time I was in high school, fall of 95 to summer of 99. If I went outside of Dragon Ball Z, anything that wasn't free on TV, babe, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, right? Pokemon was like a kid's anime. I loved it. I'm a big kid. I love the Pokemon anime. I loved Ash. I love people that are like corny, like Ashes, and that are just like such a big heart. And I just was like, yay, you know, like I hope he can collect all the badges. Even though I was 16 when it came out, I didn't care. I can't tell you how much Pokemon stuff I still have to this day. Okay, but nobody, like in high school, no one else was like, that's a kid's anime. So like, other than Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon, they didn't want to hear shit about shit. They did not want to hear shit about shit. It was a small Catholic high school, but it wasn't mainstream like that though. And the reason why, as I said, is because the barrier to entry was so fucking high. Who's going to spend $30 on one VHS? So 4 episodes. But as my mom used to say, it's like, okay, but you know, she's like, the whole season is 26 episodes. So she would just sit there and say, okay, are you asking me seriously to buy you 6 VHSs? Because 30 times 6 is $180. And it's like, yes, I am though, right? Because if it was something I really loved, like Bubblegum Crisis, it's like, I want the whole thing. The whole thing was actually 8 VHSs, if memory serves. I'm almost completely sure about that, right? With 8 VHSs. So it's like, well, how do you get parents to do that for you, right? So the barrier to entry was high. So even as I was trying to tell people, not that they were interested though, this shit was nowhere near mainstream. People just didn't even know what the fuck we were talking about. But it's like, even if somebody was like, okay, Vision of Escaflowne sounds interesting. let's say. That was never said to me once, honey. But if one of my high school classmates had said, okay, it sounds interesting, I'll give it a chance. For $30? Like, most people, most parents are not going to do that outside of maybe a birthday or Christmas gift or something like that. But if it's not a holiday with gift giving, right? So super high barrier to entry. And they're not going to even take you, even if you have the money. Let's say you got a gift card or something like that. They're not going to always take you. And then how are you getting out there? So, yeah, it's, a lot of Oreos. It's neither good nor bad. It just is. You know what I mean? A lot of chocolate. It's so funny. I went in and I was like, I'm going to get a vanilla Frosty and I'm going to dip all the fries were asked. But I was like, I'm going to dip all my fries in the Frosty while I'm doing my mukbang. So yeah, it's very interesting how much it's changed. I don't think it's good that people just let the algorithm decide everything now. Yeah, I get it. Are there people that are going to say, oh, I don't go by the algorithm. I go online, I this, I that. I don't go by AI. I don't go by an algorithm. I talk to my friends that are into anime, or I see what's trending, or like I look at reviews and stuff like that. It's like, good for fucking you. But these other things exist for a reason, and it is because people use them. And even somebody saying, like, I go online, I look at reviews, I go on Reddit, I go on YouTube, right? I'll go on TikTok. I'll just put it in as a hashtag. I'll see the videos. It's like, I just feel like that goes too far. Where it really was me just standing in the aisles of Suncoast video saying to myself, okay, what do I want to see after Full Metal Panic? What do I want to watch after Saber Marionette J? What do I want to watch next? Like, the question was asked of myself. And I feel like we have gotten way too far outside of that. So it was limiting in some ways 30 years ago. Like I said, physical product, it's expensive, high barriers to entry. You need a ride to buy the product. The internet was at its earliest stages, dial-up internet. There's no videos online. So I get it. It was limiting in those aspects. I almost feel like it's too open right now, though. Where it's just like, everything is just like trends. Like, I saw this thing on Twitter. No, it wasn't Twitter. It was Blue Sky. But it was like, no, it was Twitter. It was Twitter. It was Twitter. And it was like, oh my God, the anime for 2026. And it's like, it's fucking May. What the fuck is wrong with you fucking people? Like, how are you that excited already? You know what's funny? Because it's a mukbang, we're going to talk about food too. I have, you guys ever go to Costco? I have those cinnamon rolls that are in their bakery. And, I mean, cinnamon. There was a dozen of them. I ate them all by myself. So I got them on Sunday. I ate them all from Sunday to yesterday. Have you figured out that I'm a foodie and there's going to be a lot of these mukbangs yet? So, yeah. Just think, you know, the trends are too much, the hype machines are too much. The year's not even half over with yet. So why is everybody already talking about next year? What about the end of this year? What about the end of this year? So, like, literally, I had just put in, like, anime. I was trying to see how to, like, hashtag some of the shorts that I've clipped from my lives that were about, like, Akira and Perfect Blue and Ghost in the Shell. So I was like, oh, you know, what hashtag should I use on Twitter? So I just typed in anime and I just went to the top tweets. And like when I did that, the number one tweet was, oh my God, I'm so excited about the anime for 2026. What the living fuck? What the living fuck? We're not even halfway through 2025 yet, bitch, because Memorial Day is Monday. We're not even to June. It's like that corny fucking hype shit that is just, oh my God, I just dropped my fork. So overplayed. I just dropped my fork, so I got icing all over my skirt. All over my skirt. It's so corny, it's so overplayed. And there's so much of that now, right? Do you see this? So remember I told you these are supposed to be bites? Do you see how this is connected? Why wasn't I given a knife? Like, what's that about? A knife for this? A straw for my Oreo brownie fusion frosty thing? And then they put lettuce and tomato. My spicy chicken sandwich, I said no lettuce, no tomato. I said it. What they got right was the extra mayo. They got that right. Extra pickles, they got that right. There's other shit, though. So. And then it's like, I said, on top of all that, you're not going to have a story of, like, sneak watching. Because not today. No matter how strict somebody's parents are today, you can absolutely get on your phone, get on Crunchyroll and watch, right? You're going to say, what if somebody doesn't have a debit card to pay for Crunchyroll? Okay. If your parents have Netflix, can't you watch it on Netflix? I don't know if that would show up in the watch list. It's certainly easier than trying to sneak watch like I had to with Ninja Scroll in 1995, where it's a VHS and you're trying to commandeer a VCR. Most families only have one VCR, at the most two. It's not like there was one in every room, right? Like, I wouldn't say they were expensive by 1995. I would absolutely say that they weren't cheap. So especially because I was only 13, I would never have gotten a VCR in my room. My sister didn't even have one and she was 16. My brother was younger than me. He was 11. So there was a VCR in my, let me think back, 8th grade, in my parents' room, and that was it. So how am I going to run up to my parents' room if it's something like Ninja Scroll on? Just, you can type it in when you're done with this, whenever you leave this live. You just say Ninja Scroll, questionable scene. Not safe for work. Not safe for work scene. I am not going to get myself whatever on here. But like I said, it is where the sun don't shine. And it was not safe for work. And 13-year-old me didn't even know that was possible. Forget about not just knowing that people do that. See? It's totally melted. Should I just drink it? Because they didn't give me a straw. It seems so silly to sit here like. I was going to pour it over my Cinnabon. I don't know that that's a good idea. I don't know that that goes. The icing for a Cinnabon. Wow, these fusions are fucking good, damn it. I saw a caramel vanilla one. I just wanted chocolate. I'm never going to turn down Oreo brownie anything. The brownie batter one had fudge in it too. I really thought about that. I debated it. I said, do I want brownie batter, fudge? And I said, I can't say no to brownie with cookies, right? Brownies and Oreos. Okay. That is all done. Sandwich done. Oreo brownie. Fusion Frosty is done. This, I just figured something out. I actually have one cinnamon roll left from Costco. So I ate 11 of them since Sunday. I have one left. I'm going to add this to that, put it in the oven later tonight. So that is my anime mukbang about sneak watching Ninja Scroll when I was 13 years old. Delicious Wendy's. I will be back. I have a lot more topics from Shoujo Beat to America, just to nostalgia things, Crunchyroll, and downloading anime legally, getting bootlegs from China, Saturday Sci-Fi Anime. I have a lot more topics that I'm going to be getting into while I am stuffing my... Oh my God, I'm full. Stuffing my face and eating food. So if you liked this live, follow me. I will be back with more. But for now, I will see you guys later. Me and Pikachu. bid you adieu for now. Peace. See ya.